Chat is on your
Where they
screen.
click now? No, not tell me where I go click.
Just click on your group, on your chat, on your screen there. You'll see a chat. You'll see participant. You'll see chat. Can you see it?
Honestly, I don't even know where the chat is.
Just tap the screen. Go to more. Press
Okay,
more. You will see more.
I've seen chats.
Yeah.
Yes. Click on it and then you drop your number there.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Abaka.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Who is going to be the admin of this WhatsApp chat?
Can you hear?
It's Sandra now.
Okay.
She brought the idea, so you be the admin.
Okay, no problem. I can create the WhatsApp group. Everybody, in fact, everybody is going to be the admin.
Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you.
Is the lecture on now? I'm just
not yet.
How do I get these numbers now?
No share now.
After now, how do I copy?
We are waiting for the lecturer.
Madam Sandra, maybe we should just screenshot each number. I think we should just screenshot.
Let me start screenshotting. I screenshotted from Maria Faith.
What are we saying now? Are we forming any chatting group?
Hello?
Yes, WhatsApp group.
WhatsApp group.
Yes.
Okay.
Benjamin.
You can drop your number on the chat and you'll be added.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I said my name is Benjamin Okoye.
Okay, you are welcome, Mr. Benjamin.
It's not experience in the morning, quite okay.
Yes, it was unfortunate.
Please, let's keep dropping the number again so that I can be screenshotting it.
Hey, now wow, 30 minutes gone already.
Okay.
And our lecturer is not on ground.
Gladys, let's keep dropping the number all over again.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
No, I'm not getting everyone. I stop at Gladys.
Sandra, let me copy it and send to you. I'll copy it and send to your private chat. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's why you're better admin.
No.
So how do I send? Hello.
Those that had class in the morning, did you hold building construction?
There was no class, so
there was no class.
Why
are they doing us like this now?
Bad experience in the morning.
Wow.
It's very bad experience in the
the
morning.
network was very horrible.
The network was so bad in the morning.
And it's even raining. Where I am, it's even raining heavily here, and the network is still clear. But just that we don't have a lecturer right now.
Hello.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Number for the WhatsApp.
Yeah, who has the timetable for the PP? The
timetable can also come there.
You can get the timetable from the website.
That's what I'm saying. If we have the WhatsApp group now, we can also be pasting the timetable there too.
I'll check on WhatsApp.
Hello? So how do you guys get my number?
Drop it on the chat. Drop it on the chat. The group admin will pick it and create a WhatsApp group.
Enola, I'm seeing that one too.
Okay. Have you seen Adeyinka?
Adeyinka, I've not seen Adeyinka.
Okay,
have you seen Istanbul?
Right now.
Istanbul number.
Have you seen Benjamin
I've
Okoye?
dropped it before. Let me drop it again.
Who was to send to my WhatsApp?
I was the one. Please just send
WhatsApp in the chat group, please.
Have you seen Joshua?
I've seen Adeyinka. I've seen a number that
Sandra, please drop a message. Let me click on you so that I can send you everything. Sandra, please drop a message.
Okay.
Can anybody send the house? Hello.
Yes.
For those who need the timetable, hello.
Yeah,
I just saw
somebody just dropped it.
I just dropped it.
Just dropped it now.
Oh, cool. Thank you, sir.
You can download now.
Yeah, can you see the timetable?
No.
Yes, we can.
I just drop it on the chat. I just dropped
Okay.
it on the chat, yeah.
No, I can't send message to Sandra.
Hey, where is this man, for Christ's sake?
I've not seen the timetable. What's your name?
It's on the
Musa,
chat.
Ahmed Musa Oba. You can see the timetable PPE, PQ3.
Okay.
Yeah. You can see
Okay.
that touch.
My life is in
Hello? Have you seen Benjamin Okoye? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Have you seen Benjamin Okoye?
Hello.
Yes, if you've got it, right?
I've gotten it, yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, have you seen Fumilayo Modupe?
Yes, I think I saw Fumilayo, but if you will get me all of them.
Okay.
Just drop it. I'll get it for her.
Fedra.
Yes, this federal. This federal.
If he's compiling all of them, but keep sending. I've seen Layo where. Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
Have you seen Benjamin Okoye?
Hello?
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 Who is creating the WhatsApp group?
Let Ify create it.
Here, if he is taking care of it.
Let Ify create it. Let Ify create it.
I'm not creating it. I'm sending it to Sandra.
Let Ify create it.
Please, I beg.
Do it now.
I don't have
If
space on
you
my
try,
phone.
you can do that.
No, I cannot.
It's Fedra telling you. It's Fedra that is telling you. I know you can do it.
Oga Fedra.
Hey, I know you are capable of doing it.
Suleiman, you are seeing you turn the Otondo.
Well done, sir.
Turn the Otondo. Your number
Thank
is
you. What are we creating, Ify? What are we creating? I thought the lecture has started. I'm just joining.
The lecture has not started.
Sunday, your number is not here.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, Sandra.
Hello?
Hello,
Please
Joshua.
include me in the WhatsApp chat. No, Awaka Yusuf, please. Can you hear me? Awaka Yusuf.
We can hear you about what's up?
I'm seeing Lillian.
No, Awaka Yusuf, please. I say include me in the group chat, please.
And you drop your number on the chat, please.
No. Ina sauka kawai zan yi yawo.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Have you seen Benjamin Okoye's number?
No, Benjamin has not come up.
Benjamin Okoye.
Benjamin has not come on. I'm seeing Halimata, and I'm seeing Lillian, and I'm seeing Tusi. Benjamin has not come up. Please drop it again.
Have you seen Lakon?
No. Don't worry. If they dropped it before, they don't need to drop it again. I have most of everything.
I've seen Halima.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you see Lakon?
No, I can't see Lincoln.
I've sent already now my number.
I send again now. Just send a message now. You drop your number.
Then I also need the timetable for PPE, please.
Sir?
That's why the WhatsApp group is being created. The WhatsApp group is created. You check it there.
No, just scroll.
I've sent now.
No, it has not come.
I've sent.
What's your name?
Abdullahi.
Abdullahi.
We saw Abdullahi.
Cynthia.
Mr. Lekon, just give me your number. I'll tap it for you and send it now. What's your number?
Hello? Hello? How long are we going to wait for the lecturer?
As
I
long
don't know.
as it takes.
When we send this thing now, we can send a message. Maybe we can do a mail to them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If we are done, I want to go off so that we can create the. I've not seen Lincoln. Who's sending Lincoln number?
Yes.
I'm seeing Favor.
Are you still Abiodun?
Yes.
I'm Abiodun.
I stopped at Favor.
Yes, that's my number.
Favor, Okoro Favor.
Yes, that's the name.
Okay. If you
Hello.
are here,
Did you see Gladys? Hello.
Okay, if you drop me your number again.
Hello, did you see Gladys?
Okay, are you
Gladys?
putting it together? Because I thought I was helping you put it together.
Hello, can you?
Let me put it down.
Oh, yeah, send me a message on WhatsApp now. I want illustration. If everybody have dropped, let's go off from this place so that we can go to WhatsApp.
Okay.
Did you see Gladys? Hello, did you see Gladys?
No,
Hello,
I've
I'm
not seen, I saw Gladys at the initial stage. I've seen it informal,
Hello.
Okay,
Hello.
do I resend the number again? I sent it twice. Yes, Gladys.
Oh, don't worry. It's on.
Okay,
Sandra, I'll send you something. I'll send you all the numbers now.
Okay. Lincoln has not dropped his number. Oh.
My number, please.
Let me see. Not here.
Hello, guys. So I just spoke with ESV James Alabi, and he said he's not taking any PQE classes.
Hello, are you talking to us?
Yes, I
Hello.
am.
Yeah, what did you say?
I just spoke to ESV James Alabi, and he said he's not taking any PQE classes.
Okay.
Why
So,
now?
no.
So when we hit
He's not aware now.
So we don't have class like now.
Ah, well.
So maybe we need to call let me try and call the Lagos, no, Mr. Oko, ESV Oko.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Please, can you confirm Kennedy? I just sent my number.
I think I saw Kennedy before now. Is the link code that we've not seen?
Okay, all right.
Hello.
All right, okay.
Hello.
Hello.
I dropped my number. Have you seen my number? Abubakar speaking, please.
Your name is what?
Abubakar Yusuf.
No, I've not seen that one. Please drop it again.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hmm?
What are you saying?
Hello.
Yes, I'm hearing. I'm Lincoln.
Have you seen Federal?
Yes, I've seen
Federal. Have you seen Federal?
Huh?
Have you seen Federal on the number?
Oh, I can't even hear you.
The number. Federal Chuenu and the number.
I do not. I've seen Fedra before.
Yes. You have not seen it.
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, have you seen Lincoln now?
Are you
Yes, I've seen Lincoln.
Lincoln, right? Have you seen Lincoln?
Lincoln, PPE.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
have you
please,
seen
do you have
Federal?
I've seen Benjamin Okoye. I've seen Gladys.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Federal, come on,
Please, how can I
Federal,
drop my
please.
number, please?
Hello.
Guide me on how to drop my number, please. Abubakar, please guide me how to drop my number. WhatsApp chat, please.
Go to chat.
Are you there?
You can call out your number. I'll type it.
Okay, 080.
Yes.
36.
Yes.
97. 98.
Okay.
79.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, yeah, if you confirm my number now, it's
I
Federal.
got Federal. Your number there.
All right, thank you. I knew
This number, they won't share money, give this number.
Well, I had somebody say we don't have lecture this afternoon, right? Is that correct? Can somebody talk to me, please?
What are you saying?
I had somebody saying we don't have lecture this afternoon.
For PPE, PPE people don't have lecture. PPE candidates, they say no PPE.
What about PQ3?
It's just for PPE to indicate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, please.
Hello, what about PQ3, please?
No?
All right.
PQ3 lecture, please.
Mr. Manager.
Hello, can you hear me?
I think someone was supposed to call to find out.
Oh, okay, thank you.
We're supposed to have class now, but we're just waiting for the lecturer.
But the whole arrangement is somehow it consumes a lot of money, and
Yes.
Can we go to WhatsApp?
Yes, I want to send you the list of the names to WhatsApp. Just give me small time. I'm compiling all.
Okay.
So that you can just add it.
Yeah.
From your phone. It's a lot of numbers.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, sorry. I learned that we do feed this afternoon by 2 o'clock. I called IT desk. He said 2 o'clock. Are we still having it or not?
We don't know.
Hello? Hello?
Whether we'll call Mr. Omoren.
Okay, listen. Listen.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Hello. I'm not sure there's any class for PPE today.
We're not talking about, there's no class for PPE.
Yeah, there's no class for PPE. We are supposed to have facility management today. and that one will be 2 to 4, 4 to 6 by Mr. Alabi JO.
Okay, that one is cancelled, right?
Class is the same class.
Yeah, we are not.
And
You said
PPE class
start
is the same class because whatever courses PQE3 are offering is the same thing PPE class is doing. So PQ3 and PPE class is the same. There's not a separate class for PPE.
Yeah.
So PQE3 and PPE is the same class.
The work and the none. Yeah.
So there's no separate class for PPE. All the courses you have in PQ3 are all the courses you have in PQ.
Okay.
No. PPE
But
is
there is a
different
slight.
and PQ3 is
No,
different.
hello.
No, PPE is different and PQ3 is different because in PQ3 we have PQ301, 302, 304. And PPE is
Same
just
also.
PPE.
PP, we also take that as well.
Let's listen
hello.
to each other, please.
Look at your
Just
can someone clarify this?
Hello,
please,
everybody.
hold
Can as well take it.
on.
PP can as well take
All
it.
the courses you
There
have in
is
PQ3,
building plus other one make up PPE.
every single
PPE don't take facility management and property management.
Please look at your PPE handouts and look at the PQ3 handout. The only difference is the history of naive.
No. Remember, we have two study packs. We have PPE separately and we have PQ3 separately.
Yes, we have PPE study pack separately.
So you don't have to contradict. So PPE is different.
It's not combined with PQE.
Yes, because we have some people doing PPE and they're not doing PQ3.
Hello.
Hi.
There are some people doing PQ3 and PPE. If you look at the PQ3 handout, you have land and building, which is in PPE.
Yes.
You have
Property management and facility management.
In PPE. You have law. That is mediation. It is in PPE. You have
that is for 8 papers.
Yes. So the 8 papers, every 8 papers is what you have in handout for the PPE. The only difference is the history of naives. Please look at it. So right from the inception of naives, they don't do separate classes for PQ3 and PPE. It is always one class. They combine PQ3 and PPE class together.
But
what we have on the timetable,
this is not working.
Property and environmental development.
Is it cool now? No, not cool. Very hot.
What we have by 2 to 4 was property and environmental development.
You left them.
That is PQ301.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
What are we arguing about? All we are waiting for. Let's wait patiently for the lecturer. Our problem now is how to get in touch with the lecturer. We are consuming our data and we're arguing within ourselves. How can we get in touch with the lecturer, please? And that should be our concern now.
Hello.
His phone number is not here. His name is
The
ESB.
number is on the timetable.
Hello.
No, his phone number is the number of
Someone has already called him and he said he's not aware.
He says he's not aware.
He called
the wrong person. Not aware. So I want to call someone.
She wasn't able to go.
Alabi said
it's Alabi that we have here.
It's not Alabi. The name of the resource person is ESB. Alabi was in the morning.
That means they changed it though.
You mean they changed the timetable?
I don't know. It's Alabi that we have here now.
I have to change the timetable. The one I'm having here.
It's Alabi that we have here. Yes, the Alabi JO.
A second. The corn is not hot. It's too hard.
You'll give us corn.
His number is here now.
You are just wasting some.
They're waiting for the lecturer.
Ify, are you done?
No, but I want to send you half now so you can start.
You can give her time.
All right. Just send it to. Let me just start so that when you finish, I will just be adding. It will just be coming.
Exactly. I'll send you.
Minister. Minister of what?
Leah, give me a plain paper, please.
Is it your?
I don't know. I don't know. Yes. Yes.
Do your head. Give me a plain paper and you put that.
Oh, okay. Break our ear down.
Mr. Benjamin, how far now?
I'm good though.
With the yes siren from your side now. Maybe you should just unmute yourself.
Maybe not Buhari the pass.
Buhari.
What are you still doing?
Are we sure if this lecture is going to take place?
We are not sure.
Because it was a hell of a problem in the morning.
Hello?
Hello?
If the lecture is not coming today, it means there's no need wasting our time here.
This is to 3 now, 2:38. So are we going to be waiting for him again?
Have you seen his form? Print me a tenancy agreement on that form. Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Hi. God damn.
Hello.
Hi.
What next? Is the lecture holding actually?
Actually, we don't know. We have been waiting for the lecturer for almost 40 minutes now.
Okay, and I've not confirmed if we will make it.
So we're just here anticipating his arrival.
We don't even know who the lecturer is. That's the case.
But the
name I'm
miss,
seeing here.
the lecture is it holding? Is it still holding? This is 9 o'clock.
On the timetable is from 2 to 6. So this is 2:40.
And no one is talking now. You just leave everybody is streaming online. That's nothing. What's wrong?
Very wrong.
Because I'm not going to be, it's not in here.
Hello?
Hi.
Is there still anyone in this house?
Yes, good
Yeah.
afternoon. I just spoke with the director for Lagos. He said the lecturer is having difficulties logging on to
Okay.
on. That it's asking him to put in his meeting ID, and I've told him to tell him to put in his meeting ID, because the way this Zoom meeting is provisioned is Niesv that is the host. So that means the lecturer has to sign in as a participant too. So he said we should hold on for him. He's trying to join us, if he can join us.
Okay. That's a very good development. Thank you very much.
Let's just hold on. He said he's having issues logging on, so let's hold on for a while. It doesn't come on in the next sign out.
What did I not do? Hello, is Dr. Chris that's the lecturer, right? Hello. Hello.
Hello, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Apparently, it's a Dr. Chris that's the lecturer. He's having problems logging in. So, because I just spoke with ASV Oko right now, and he said the lecturer has called Abuja to know the way forward.
So who is speaking now? What's your name? You that is talking now. You that is giving us the information. What's your name? Hello?
My name is Yinka.
Yinka.
Hello.
Did you drop your number here?
My name is Yinka.
Can you please drop your name and your number again, please?
Yes, I did.
Sandra, please check your WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yes, I've seen it.
I'll do
I'm
that
trying
now.
to get other numbers. Yinka, just drop your own again, please.
Okay, I'm doing that now.
Sandra, have you checked your WhatsApp? I've sent you
Yes,
some
I've
stuff.
seen your message. I've seen your message.
Okay.
I'm trying to get other numbers.
Is it possible to copy the WhatsApp link? Can you share the WhatsApp link? I don't think you can add me on any group. What?
I've not created the account.
I'm saying, can you share the link when you do?
Yeah, of course I will.
Creating WhatsApp group.
Because you can't add me on WhatsApp, that's what I'm asking. Maybe you can share it on this platform or something.
When I create it now, definitely drop it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah? Okay.
Sorry, who is creating the group? What's your name, please?
Sandra. Sandra is her name.
Sandra, I don't see you on the list. She did not
My
log in.
name is Adiola. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Adiola.
Are you just joining?
Hello. I just joined now.
I drop your number now.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I said.
Please, how do I join the house, please?
Hi.
How do I drop my number, please?
Call your number.
In the
Hello.
chat, just click chat. Click chat, then just type your number. Can you see chat?
Right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Not yet.
English exam.
It should be unique. Can you see where your mute button is? Your mute.
I'm seeing mute.
Video, participants, chat, share screen, record, reaction.
I see, yeah, I saw participants.
Yes, so at 3, like, yeah, so on chat, click on chat, and just right there. You see everybody talking. Yeah, just write your number there.
Mute, stop video, share, participants. More.
Click on chat.
Yes. Yeah, the next should be chat.
All right.
Have you seen it?
Has anyone gotten through to our lecturer?
Because me, I was like, maybe he needs to talk to Esther since.
You say what? I had my name.
No, Esther, I'm on the phone. I'm referring to someone else.
Okay.
What about Ify? It's not my WhatsApp number. Ify, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. I can hear you now. Hello?
The number that I got is not my number.
Pardon? Hello?
The number I dropped is not my WhatsApp number. The number I dropped is not my WhatsApp number.
He says it's not your number.
It's not my WhatsApp number.
Okay, back is there.
WhatsApp number. Okay. No, I will call you for that.
I didn't see you here now. You are the uncle.
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Hello?
You can hear.
You can hear, yes.
Okay, God bless. Okay. You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you clearly.
Okay, God bless. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
This is PQE3. Okay, 301. PQE 301.
Hello. Hello, Abubakar Yusuf speaking, please.
PQE 301, property development. Are you there?
Yes.
I can see Mr. Adebayo, Fumilayo Modupe, great father. I can see only 3 people, 3 persons. Wave if you are they see me. Okay.
Okay, we are menu. We are up to 30, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay. Let's now start the time.
Good afternoon, sir.
For the little inconvenience we had due to the challenges of communication, but not legacy. As you know, property development, we have to start from the beginning. The word property development, one of the courses we expected to write, property development. And like ordinarily, what is development? Development in relation to property. When you ask certain people, pardon? Pardon? So when we are talking of property development, there are many types of development, but this one, we are centering it on property development. And there are many authorities that have defined property development. Development in relation to development, according to what? It's a generic form. The process of building, the process by which building are constructed either for owner occupation or in relation for financial investment. You can even see the development, the act of building on land, building the end, the physical land is changed. That's the development. Again, we have a development in accordance to a tag. It says the addition or integration of financial resources, that is capital, with other physical resources, land and labor, in order to create a build space. So these are development. In other words, when you're talking about development, it's addition of capital and other resources to land. At the end, you're now bringing out a product. What is the main product you are getting from development? Which is occupation, accommodation, could be residential, commercial, industrial, agricultural. So this. Again, development is not just only physical. It could even be intangible. You may not see development. For instance, it's defined as building and the rebuilding operation. Building or rebuilding. You can have a fresh land. Once you succeed in putting up structure, it is development. And including change of use. For instance, if you have a particular place, a fresh ground, virgin area, you decided to get the approval or whatever, at the end, you rent a structure. Once you succeed in tampering with the physical structure, that constitutes development. It could be little fencing or whatever, that is development. And going by our destiny, we have a law, statutory, it is equally defined. That's the development. When you go from a legal perspective, you have development is defined specifically in section 91 of the Nigerian Urban and Regional Planning Decree, number 88. It's even in your material. If you go to see, I am quoting it, is the act of carrying out any building, engineering, mining, or other operations in or over and under land, or making of any environmentally significant change in the use of any land, or demolition of buildings, including the felling of trees and the placing of freestanding erections used for the display of advertisement on land. Then it's equally backed up by section 96 of the Lagos State Urban Land and Regional Planning Edict, 1988. It added to this, it includes the making of any material change in the use of land, building structure, or conversion of land, building structure from its established or approved use and or placing or displaying of adverts on land or building. So this is how the law has defined one to explain. It's act of erecting, construction, it's engineering process. Building engineering process, it includes mining, act of putting something on, under, on top, or on the land. Once you do that, that is development. So that at the end, you've succeeded in changing the it even includes failing. So in this development, it even added that, for instance, you can see placing advert. The law is a development. If you just see ordinary land and you just place poles, this advertisement, you are involved with development. And that means you must get planning permission. Even that building you have, already developed building, if you want to demolish it, it is equal development because you are changing the physical land structure. You are changing it. You didn't leave the land as it were. You are just changing it. Once you succeed in it, you are acting development. So you can now see that when you talk of property development, it's encompassing. You know, so when you can use your own word and go about it. You have physical land untouched. If you start putting anything, it could be electrical or drainage channel. It could even be swimming pool or poultry, whatever, even butcher. Once you attach it, you are involved with the development. Again, if you have already developed one, if you want to demolish, if you are demolishing, you are involved with development. It also includes change of use. For instance, if you have a place that is being used as a residential property, you have a place, it's already in use. There was initial development, and this time around, you want to turn that place into a business center or a plaza. You are equally involved with the development. So these are the, but in the law, when they say, provide that if you are leaving your land to lay fallow or changing of crops, it's not development, because it gave that emphasis. Out of, even if you are changing what the land has been used for, it's development. If you are demolishing, it is development. If you are adding new one, it's development. So it's very comprehensive. It's very comprehensive when you're talking about the word development. That's why this course, property development, is very wide. It comes under, okay, as we are now seeing the general meaning of development, you now go to your material, you see them. You can now get them. There are motives for development motives. Are you getting me? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
We are getting you, sir.
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
That's the general development. You can define it in your own terms, provided you're able to capture all these details. It's an engineering process, building process that is concerned with erection of structure on top of the land, even inside the land. Remember, mining is development because you are tampering with nature. The God has made land, the free land. You are tampering with it. It is development. Even if it's even mining is development. But for purpose of not getting it, agriculture. Hello? Okay. So that's the we are going to use slide. That's the general development. Then you have okay, let me go to slide 5. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Okay.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
That's general. If you have questions, you can, of course, you can ask. Then, like where you have that material, saying although there is no universally accepted definition, there's no universally accepted definition of property development, but it is a process. As a process, it can be deduced that acquisition, acquisition, production, and disposal lay at the heart of development. So once you're able to get these two things, you acquire acquisition, production, and the disposal. In other words, development is a process. It's a process. And that's how it is articulated. When you talk about development, it's a process. The process of trying to tamper with the physical land is an engineering process, trying to tamper so that at the end succeed in tampering with on, in, or under is development. It's the process. And when you finish, before you start, you should acquire. That's why I say it can be the that is acquisition, production, and disposal. So first of all, you acquire, let's say the land, you should get the physical land. Then production means the process. By getting the land, so these are what you do in terms of property development. Get the land acquired, then production. In terms of production, it depends on what you want to develop. Is it a residential hostel for students? If it is hostel, what do? You have to go and get planning permission, all those things, get permission, mobilize the finance sources before they can come together. That's production. So development starts from the point of, it doesn't start when you have started construction, no. It starts from the initiation, the urge, what we call urge. Yeah. Hello?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah. I can hear you. Any question? Hello? Any question? Hello?
Sir, please go ahead. Please go ahead. Maybe.
Okay. Okay. So that was saying I have task. When we are talking about tax or this development, it's a process. Don't take it as a process. It's not a one-odd thing. It's a process of doing so and so. You itemize them. Then, for instance, there's how you detail here. Say, for example, the detailed task which consume property development was given in HNSO report 1970 as follows. 1. The perception and estimation of demand for different types of new buildings. I will explain. Let me read them. I will go back and explain. 2. The identification and securing of sites on which building might be constructed to meet that demand. To meet that demand, you have 3. The design of building or accommodation to meet the demand on the site. You have again the arrangement of short and long-term finance to fund this acquisition and construction. Then, of course, you have to fund the site acquisition and the construction. Then you have the management of the design and construction. This is during the construction period. We have the time. Then the letting and management of the completed property, not development. You know, when you're talking about development, it's a process of trying to identify what is in demand. What will you create? What's the end product? That may be accommodation. What type of accommodation? Once you have that urge, accommodation, it cannot be done overnight. You start to source for the land. You go and look for the place, articulate the demand. Once you get the demand, what do? You go for approval. Go and get the approval. Once you get the approval, what do? You mobilize. You cannot do that. It's capital intensive. You have to mobilize for fund to fund it. So you require land, capital, labor. You require all the factors of production. All these factors of production will be at play in property development. You have the entrepreneurship, that's the client, you are there. You have to have the capital, you have the labor, you mobilize the rest of them. So, and when you finished, it's not complete. Development is not complete until when it gets to the end user. You might finish a building, for instance, or let's assume that you are involved with the development of airport, you know, it's corporate. Government has to start. Where is the stable site? You procure the site. You have to fund it. You pay for the site. You have feasibility and viability studies. All those things are part of development. When you finish it, you have to hand over. When it's finally handed over and they start using it, that's at the point development has stopped. You have to start from the onset, from the initial inception and go ahead. we equally see this when we go back to development process. When we go to development process, we'll see it. Then
Hello, sir. May I please ask a question, please?
Okay, go ahead.
What are the motives behind?
Go ahead. Okay. Okay, motive for development.
Property development, please. Can you?
Yeah. Okay. That's a very good.
Hello, sir.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had you. Motive for property development. Fine. Yeah. So when you come to motive for development,
yes,
you have the here motive for property development. You have various motives, both for private and public. Are you getting me? So for private sector, but you have financial. You know what I mean by private and public. So generally, private sector development, you have a financial. It could be the person wants to maximize his return. Then you have a improved overall balance of mixed portfolio. So you could have a improved overall balance. It may not to be financial, but this time maybe you have involved with so many other investment like stock, shares. This time you want to diversification, competition, to eliminate competition. You have to go into development to eliminate what? Competition. I remember I said financial, that is for gain. You have diversification. In this diversification, you could be risk. You diversify your risk. How do you diversify your risk? You can't have all your eggs in one basket. You know it's dangerous, even though it might be profitable. You might have somebody who has been involved with industrial, that's an entrepreneur, industrialist. He might not like to diversify into property this time. So in that case, it's one of the motives for private sector. Then of course you have elimination of competition. Like maybe for instance, see something like this, let's say ShopRite, for instance, ShopRite has outfit in many of these state capital, but not in all the major towns. He might want to go in and invest more so that other people will not start coming for profit sharing. So in that case, they are trying to risk diversifying. They have to diversify the diversification or eliminate competition. So these are some of the motives for private. Then of course, coming to private, you have public rather. Public sector. We are talking about social responsibility. For instance, if you are a politician or let's say government will have that not for profit making, but social welfare of the citizen to provide accommodation. For instance, could be one of the reasons public will like, in Nigeria, and I have over 17 million housing deficit. So for government to take that up, public sector is social objective. It's not social political. It's not profit. Neither is it for risk diversification. Neither is it for diversification. No, it's just social to make sure that the citizens are well protected. So that may be the reason. So that's for public sector majorly. Then just like you have various police. Now you have Operation NSAS. People like police. They're talking about the police welfare. One of the packages in that way is accommodation. You need to be accommodated in the same barracks. So it will be when government is trying to build police barracks, army barracks, workers, they are not doing that for aim of making profit. Rather, it's for social. So it's part of social responsibility of the government. So when you ask motive, it's not general. One can be again when government is coming up with development, it couldn't be as a measure of control. Government can come up to control certain things. So they may go into property development in order to help. When I say control, when they go it in order to reduce the hardship of the workers by getting, it can force them. Government can develop and give at either free or reduce rent. In that case, government is now forcing the rent. It's again social responsibility. Some of the motives could even be, some of them are doing it for prayer. No, just for the name, prestige. Let it be that I own this. Even it might not only be for profit making or financial. They may be doing it just for their name to be heard, self-actualization, status. So these are about the motives. So it's good that you put down the motives of property development. Then any other question?
Public motives has to do with socio-political. Hello, sir.
Yes, for the public sector. Yeah.
Public sector. Socio-political. Yes, sir.
Yes, socio-political.
Prestige.
Yes, prestige.
And status.
That's for public sector.
Yes, sir. And for public finance.
But when you come to
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's for private sector. Property for private is solely for financial profit. They cannot go there for free. So coming to one of them is for a public sector, you have financial. You have to for profit, maximization of profit. Risk diversification. Risk.
Yes, sir.
Risk diversification.
Yes, sir.
You might have somebody, he kept on having only plaza, commercial development. You might now want to delve into agricultural to stabilize. In that case, it's time now where you go. For instance, when you go to many places, a hostel, there might be a time you don't even see commercial property anymore. So some investors can now decide to add commercial property in addition to mainly hostel because that's the main thing, the high in demand. So in that case, yeah, that profit motive might not be your aim, but your aim is to diversify. That profit, diversification, risk minimization, that's for private sector. Risk minimization. Again, avoidance of competition. Not to get monopoly of the whole thing. It's starting time. If you have let's give an example now in Abuja. If you come to one street in Abuja and there are about 3 plots there, 3 commercial plots. You know, a developer might like to corner all of. Once you get the 3, no more, nothing is remaining again. If you get up one and develop, your competitor can come and pick the other one. So in that case, it's going to develop in order to avoid competition, to become a monopoly, to curtail others from coming. You know, again, you have speculation. People go into development for speculative motive. You know what I mean by speculation? They are going in there, not that immediate, that they needed it in the immediate, but they are for future. So they say maybe by tomorrow, by next, the thing will rise. They will not start now. So that when it comes, they will not reap the benefit. So that's these are the motives. And the next thing we are coming to is the timing of the property development. It has timing of property development. Before you embark on property development, you have the time, what do you do? You have to time it. You don't just go into development because you have money or because you have funds, you have land. No, there are timing. Of course, that's what you take us to investment appraiser. You have to decide at what time do you even go. There should be you should do a study. I know that there is a
You're on mute. Unmute yourself.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, hello. Hello.
We can hear you now.
Can you hear us, sir?
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Hello. Yes.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear us, sir?
Continue.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Timing of. I hear you. I hear you.
Okay, sir. Let's go
Hello?
on, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello?
We can hear you, sir.
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
Hear you, sir.
Can you hear us, sir? Sir, can you hear us? Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Give him time. I think he's having a bad network there.
Hello? Hello?
Hello. Hello, sir.
Hello?
We can't hear the lecturer again.
We can't hear him again, oh.
Hello. Sir, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Hi. Hi.
I think he's off.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
He's back. No.
We can't
Yes,
hear
we can
you,
hear you,
sir.
sir. We can hear you, sir.
Okay. But can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are audible
We're
now.
hearing.
Hello.
We can hear you, sir. We can hear you.
Hello. Okay.
We can hear you,
Speak
sir.
up,
We are
sir. We
talking
can
of
hear you,
the
sir.
timing of development. The timing. We're not talking. We're talking of development because before development, we first do essay. Feasibility and validity study. You do that and now know what is worthwhile to develop. That you in this of life, you go ahead. So at the end, you'll be repeating, why do you commit so much fun to this land? It may even take you a very long time. So I have that much. You have if there's a place of value, the pen overcome development. If it is up man, it will be equal or greater than one. For you to go ahead, just normal trading. If you buy something, you don't sell at cost price, it must be higher, giving you the profit. For them to carry on, total cost of development must be equal to or greater than the development value rather. The value of development must be equal to or greater than total cost of development plus development profit. What you mean now ordinary accounting? In ordinary accounting, you should for cost and sales price. So if you use that element into the money, the sales price must be higher or equal to the cost price. What is on is the value. So don't should do such studies. And at the part we see by feasibility, viability, presence. You must appreciate. No matter how easy it is, you must set it to planning at the beginning, whether you can continue. So we are talking about timing and development. There was a time, if you look now, there was a time a station was vogue. Hello. There was a time filling station was in vogue everywhere. Why is it in vogue? Notice that there's a demand for such product for
yes, sir.
all everybody going into it. Or we're talking of right now, for this, what you have is black market.
Hello, sir.
People keep looking for
Hello, sir.
accommodation, office accommodation, essential. Rest of this, you go to area have pension, you have those things. So people do this to people. Hello.
We can't hear
Hello?
you.
Hello, we can't hear you clearly.
Yes.
The line is breaking. The line is breaking there.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, but your line is breaking, sir. Your line is breaking, sir.
Breaking. I think it's on the network.
Okay, sir.
It's on the network.
Okay, sir.
What right then?
We'll proceed, sir. We can hear you. We can hear you now, sir.
So now talking of timing of development, the time. So
Yes,
once
sir.
you check, you see that the value after development in a long time, that's what you have by this. Then what you call unite to intensities to the city of development. I hope you have your materials there. Do you have your materials? Hello? Okay,
yes, we do.
Yes, sir, we do.
Is of proper development. So one so you could know what intensity proper development in development, developing within the so you have hello.
Not yet.
Hello. No. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So the line is still breaking. The network is still bad.
Hello.
Hi. The network is still bad, sir.
Okay. Hello.
Hello. Anybody here?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I think our lecturer is down here. His network is down.
I think the network is bad from the site.
Yeah. Let's be patient there.
Hello. Go ahead.
I'm hearing your conversation here.
Hello, is the lecturer out now?
I'm by half of
No, he's not. Network is off.
Is he still here?
Half.
You can't hear him any longer. Can you hear him?
We cannot hear him any longer.
Is the lecturer off, guys?
Yes, he's off. It seems he's off.
I beg, when we create this WhatsApp, anybody where you have, maybe drop the thing there, I beg.
Okay.
Unless we record it.
If I ask me what you talk from the beginning, I know if you talk.
Maybe you have not been following. Right?
Oh, love Sanumio.
Sandra, do you have the study pack with you?
I don't even have.
That's the problem.
Get your study pack and study yourself.
Come, this thing got a
Study pack is supposed to be downloaded, right?
Yes. Now they will send you a link where you download it.
I beg,
guys, please, no lecture for today, right?
There is lecture.
After this, is there any other lecture? Hello.
No, this is the lecture we'll have till 6 p.m.
Okay.
To 6
Yes.
p.m. We'll close by 6 p.m.
No lecturer is coming. Do we have any lecturer coming on board?
Today?
Okay. Okay, so let's continue.
He's back.
Initiative to crop development. In this case, in demonstrate when you're talking of intensive development, you demonstrate. In your material, you find it. For 1.1 development. When we talk of
the breakage on your
Sir, the
line.
network is not okay. Sir, the network is not okay. We can't hear you, sir.
Okay, sir, we can't hear you at all. The breakage is
much. Even join me. Let me. Is it breaking?
Yes, sir, it's still breaking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it's breaking. We can't hear you, sir.
I think they should provide all of these hotspots.
Hello, everyone should mute. Everyone should just mute. Allow the lecturer to talk, please.
Yeah. Okay. Hello? Let me continue. I'll say continue. So when we're talking about development, you have what you call optim. Optim development when you have efficient combination of the land is that one is optim. We have we have demonstrated to the graph. Let them
Can anybody hear the lecturer? I cannot hear him from my end here, please.
Sorry, I can't hear what he's saying at all.
No.
This is bad now.
You said we should mute. The lecturer should talk. I can't hear anything from him at all.
Oh, God.
Hello?
Same here. Same here. I can't hear him at all.
Hello,
I can't
sir.
hear him.
Hello, sir. In case you are hearing me, just mute your video. If you mute your video, your audio would be clearer, sir. Thank you.
Nigeria, my country.
This is terrible.
Okay, is it better now? Is it better? Hello? Hello? Oh, yeah, no.
Hello? Hello? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Ify, are you here?
I'm here.
Okay, I've sent you the link on your WhatsApp. Can you drop it on the chat here so that people can join?
There is no way she can do that.
WhatsApp.
How can we join via the chat?
No
problem. The WhatsApp so that people can join.
Free, what of the WhatsApp?
No, I'll do it. No, I'll do it.
Hello? Hello? I should go on.
Yes, go on, sir. We can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you, sir. Go on.
Hello?
Go on, I hear you. I hear him.
I should go on. Can you hear me?
Go on. We're hearing you.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. We are talking of let's see. Let's go to January. Development team. Let's see the team. Let's see the team is that it's a process. In a process, certain individuals are involved. There are a government process. When you are now taught to explain who and who are participants, you can call it property development team or the participants in property development. You have the name from developer / the builder. So you have / the builder, the owner / the investor, the land surveyor, the architect, the quantity surveyor, the planner, engineer, user, regulators, other examples, these are the development team, participant in development. Again, we said that the process from development is a process. These are processes that are involved. You hear me? Hello? Hello? Don't get it.
It's cracking badly. Cracking badly. Can't make out anything you're saying at all.
Can hear you.
Better now. Hello? I will name more of you. Hello? Hello? Let's see them.
You can go ahead, sir. You can go ahead, sir.
We can hear you.
Hello? Speaking. Hello?
You can go ahead, sir.
The video stop. Hey, let's stop the video. Hello? Hello?
We can hear you, sir.
Hello, speaking. Okay. So we are not talking of the property development process. When you are told to describe the property development process, you have the first leave it at. They have evaluation. How do you evaluation? When you are talking about process, there are many steps. There are many steps involved when we are talking of property development process. We have let's start from evaluation. Under evaluation, what do? You need to articulate what you develop. You have process. The first one, you have evaluation. What do you do under this evaluation? You articulate demand. For instance, you cannot just come into it and start the development. You should make pre-studies. So we are talking about property, you start evaluation. You should evaluate. You should analyze and know where you are actually into. For instance, you might have in mind to invest in maybe plaza, shopping complex. I think. Are you hearing me? Hello? 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 They're not responding. Huh?
You can go ahead, sir.
Hello?
It's much better, sir. So keep doing what you're doing. We can hear you.
For you. Okay.
It's much better.
From valuation. That evaluation, what you and articulate what I want to do. You have my developing 8 flat, 3-room flat, block ratio flat. You get there to check, evaluate. In the process of evaluation, you might find that 3 number of 2-bedroom, 3 bedroom might not be the entry. You can decide to into 2-bedroom flat. Yeah. In that case, you are going to say you're analyzing what you come. It is development. Because people willing that development starts from the time the contractor mobilizes to the site. No, it's not the beginning. The beginning of the development is evaluation. You have to evaluate, you have to take the demand, you have to weigh, have the existing development. How will you make it when you start? Will that be thereafter you go into acquisition? Acquisition is number 2. We talk of acquisition. This one mean you are acquiring under acquisition, you mean the land, you get the land, the process, the area, you check together and put to table. Check the last get involved with position, the cost, the rent, and check it. If you read from that, you enter into procurement. In that procurement, you begin to harmonize what you want. Procurement is from under acquisition. You talk of lawyers, surveyors, you value the land, surveyor, they will go and check for you. Have gotten the land, you now talk procurement. This procurement, you're talking of you'll be arranging for suppliers, contractors, professionals. Under procurement, where you are doing it, you should check it. Under procurement, you should even be talking the legal administration, planning, approval, you procure, you say all those things. In that case, nobody has even gone to the site. Just identify the site, you under procurement, you check for legal. You go and check for your planning permission, town planner, they will check, you check how we get even your fund From there, now it appoint the contractor or subcontractor or developer. When you go to this procurement, from there you've gone to the site. The construction on, it's time, maybe months, years to finish. Immediately you finish it, you're not talking of this. So these are one major process of product development: evaluation, acquisition, procurement, and disposal. Once you're able to complete, you know that the process is finished. At any particular stage, there are professionals that will play a role. Are you getting? When you talk for evaluation, that's why I need feasibility and viability studies. Under evaluation, what I expected to do, you have to check for the demand. When I do this, will I get it? Will it be okay? If that will be okay, you now go in acquisition. You should go ahead and buy the land. But before you buy land, you must do pre-calculation. That we can use what we call residual method of valuation. Residual method. You check the land in its dormant nature and check the cost you apply there, and then check what will be the outcome. Once it's okay, you acquire. Once you acquire, you pay for the cost acquisition, you do the registration, obtain the necessary permission paper, and you go to procurement. From there, mobilize, get to and go on. When it's finished, once it's finished, talk about those equally for no occupier. If you make a process not occupier, when the owner will continue, at that point that has taken over, if ended property development, it is another stage. It's have been disposed because the owner that started is not to live in the now time. If it should be allowed to be rather to various land, at that point it's dead. You are handed over for this property management. So property management is not the same as property development. Once you have finished, you hand over. Commissioning, that's what you mean. Once you commission, it has gone out. Another cycle will start. So this is what you mean by that's a process of tea development. And in course of this tea development, what you have limitations, control. Remember, in property development, you don't just develop your like. So that's not they have physical development limitation. There are limitations for you. It's such as government like to develop for public to responsibility to create accommodation for steaming residents. It would say good objective, social objective of government is to develop mass housing. Fine. We like to develop housing. Then there are certain limitations and constraints that are placed in those objectives. So when you are talking that you want to develop, fine, is okay. There are other restrictions on that thing. For instance, you see somebody, you have finished checking to a particular, I see that one I build as a commercial store, it will be okay, I make fine. But you now ask yourself, are there limitations in the site? This is what you call their physical restriction. Because you government leaves the individual to develop their like. The individual try to maximize it. You even see the side of the road. It's not the required standard. You see the height of the building. So these are necessary controls. They are brought in place to checkmate this development. You know, that's what we like development, but it's not all. So under this, now have a private control on development, as well as public control and restriction on development. You might be asked, such a development is desired, but it cannot be done at all costs. Yes, I get it. So when you're thinking of development, private control, there are control. Even you as a private developer, there are private control. For instance, you have private control, have what you call easement. Easement, you are restricted. You have covenants. Covenants, you have easement, you have what you call profit control. So let's of it. That's what I would like to develop. There are certain restrictions that do not allow you when you talk covenants are restricted. We have what you call restricted covenants. You know, so these are covenants. Covenants are in law, is binding. You might have a particular piece of land, and they have certain legal going with it. They have legal relation on land by the individual government. So, example of that is the restricted covenant. You might have somebody with a piece of land selling it. Yeah, so the developer say on condition that you ever be so and something on it. It's covenant. So you may even to build to turn it into a hotel, but you are being covenanted not to do it. That is a restriction. So you have to check, even if you are trying to balance, to know whether there's a covenant restrictive there in the negative on land. Then you have, of course, easement. Easement again. In as well, you might be an owner of a 2+ of land. You can use that as your life, you know, but there's some restriction. There's some restriction hold you from building to what you like. As you that have people putting their sewer pipeline on your land, what you call easement, not be allowed to develop even to your land. You cannot be allowed to develop it to the maximum. Or you want to you have a let's say average plot of about 500 meters, and you're building. You want to place your boys at the end, but you can be told not to do it because that will end. That might be here. Have 5 years. That is true. So in that case, it's a private control of your property, not by the government. No. So these are private restrictions on development. Easement is the right somebody has over your property. He might make something physical, but he has right to you. So that, for instance, if you have somebody's this power mains passing through your property, it's composed that you must allow it. It should not because they are building encroaching and remove it. So in that case, it's restricting you. You might have wanted to put 4 flats, but because of that event, that zero rights that person has over you, you have to respect it. That is a control over you. Then you have there's easement. Yes, okay, lanes. You have lane, what you call lanes. That's depth. You might have something. It's a legal. When you have lane, okay, land. You have used the land for it's a legal claim of property. To the satisfying of the debt, they may say it's your property. You cannot yet build until you are finished paying the debt. In that case, a lend, a claim over the property. We will now come to public control or restriction on development. Public. When we talk public, it's government. You know, this is the high power of taxation, power of aiming domain, power of police, that is regulation. So this is what government is to control development. But when we talk taxation, power of taxation, you know what taxation is? Compulsory payment paid by adults, either on the occupation or ownership of property or whatever, to the general fund that must be used for provision of public infrastructure and just services. So when you want to develop, you have taxation. Don't mind that we are not fulfilling it in our country. You go to advanced nation, according to how you have to pay your tax. When you're talking about property taxes, so it's constrained based on property developers. For instance, if you want to publish, you pay your tax. You should.
Yeah, there's a question.
Sir,
can you please explain the investigation?
Okay, I come down. One is what they are trying to explain. Okay, graph area. Okay. Okay. Hello, somebody asked a question. This I got to let me finish this. Intensity of development. I come back to it. As we are talking about, please be send text. It's better you send text. Yes. Send the text. I will be, you know. So when we talk about public restriction, the first one is power of taxation. individual has no right to tax anybody. The government right to host taxation. People might even selling their property. Why? Because of paying tax. You know, you are building, you pay it. You go to rural, see many of them, nobody talking of it. But you should start collecting tax according to this property. You cannot say people will be controlled. It's no more controlling you, especially this mansion. You pay. Then you go to of eminent domain. You know what eminent domain. That is the power government has over all private property. Government has the right to acquire your property, provided it is public, providing public interest, as a contained line act 1978, which is in our constitution. Government has the right to acquire the land, so it's another of control. Government is saying that near the government house, they're trying to build shopping plaza near government house. Government can say no, they acquire the land. Okay, what is for major process of development? Okay, okay. Let me now start. They have police back, and answer your question. Be sending, I will answer them. Public control of restriction development. When we're talking about public control of this restriction of development, power of taxation is there. Power of eminent domain, that is compulsory power government has to acquire your property, not for personal government, for providing public interest. They have police, that is regulation. When you are building, you build according to the regulation, have building code, you have the height of your building, the density, the dimensions, so this will be observed. If you don't do it, you can come to a particular layout, you won't have street, you won't have enough goods. So these are, you go and check. Let me now answer the question. Please, you are not for us. Thank you. Okay. Okay, you have number 08. Go continue. 5, 2, 6, 5, 5, 6, 5, 2, 6, 5, 1, 5. This is my number. I'm on my WhatsApp. Yeah. Okay. I think exam class. Okay. I think it's still better. But now from
as what sweet. As what you can call as create a room.
Okay. Did they go to plan or even by be talking? Okay, so let's go back to the distance. This is the graph.
As in
That
was the link that he sent.
Okay, what are all these links?
As in the link, as you can use and join them.
See anyone on how the same thing? But I want them.
Or should I send this?
You more the two. This is my. I'm not getting now. Check that again. Please wait. Coming. This is my WhatsApp. Can't you not? I'm on my Airtel.
As you can put notes.
Hello. Can you put this down? Let's see. Okay, so let's back to the question. So get the question. Get the question on the chat. Okay, the first question. So what is 4 major processor development? Okay, let's go there. 4 major sources or 4 major process, I think it's process of development, a major process. For the first one, evaluation, have to evaluate evaluation, acquisition, procurement, and disposal. Let me go back. You have a evaluation. The evaluation, there are many that are there. They have a acquisition. You evaluate the site. After evaluating the site, and if it's profit, you can lead, you can put development at that point. There's no continuing. So you have an evaluation. Evaluating and that it's not profit. You leave it. Development has taken place. Of acquisition. I mean that you convince that is going on, you go ahead to it. They procure at procurement level, what I'm trying to do. Procurement, they are trying to mobilize everything to the site. And procurement, get the fund, you're arranging the funding, get permission, you're getting the drawings, the land survey, the architect, you're getting the financial consultant, you're getting the main contractors and subcontractors. This is procurement. When you finish, you go to the site, mobilize to the site. So this is the procurement. Procurement is much involved. And when you come into that procurement, there's things you will use. You're not going to disposal. When you're into procurement, you have the contractor. And contractor himself will now analyze how we do it. You have the project manager, you have many of them, you have critical analysis, you know. You might not be main developer. I think they're getting so let me say a question. This is about the 4 main stages. I was talking about a density. Okay. And got land disconnected. And just disconnected. What are the 3 conditions under which development may arise? Okay, those are the 3 conditions under development may arise. Okay, you now say what are 3 conditions under which development activities may arise? Now you're talking of conditions, development activities. You now check the condition that must be in place. So what are the 3 conditions under which development will arise? What are the 3 conditions under which development activities may arise? You can explain what you mean by these conditions. The 3 conditions that we use. Then the other is a material for this, for the audio. It's very, audio is very poor. Okay, so I say, is there a material for this? Yes, you're given a material when you start. There's a prepared material. It's a prepared material, PQE301. Once you register, they send it to you. You'll be reading them. What trying to do is to sensitize you. Then I still didn't get the 4 major processes. The major process are evaluation or no. Yeah, somebody answered him. Yes, this is right. Evaluation. Okay, under evaluation, you are trying to know what I will do. Yes, under evaluation, if you are talking about development, please have a typical development in mind. If you can say if your development based on your explanation or evaluation, can say it's involved. Yes, conceptualization, correct. Conceptualization, conception, yes. Conceptualization of the ought to develop. On conceptualization, you know, yes, you are correct. Conceptualization is correct. Under conceptualization, you now talk of the 3 feasibility studies. Can you do it? Yeah, now it's being conceptualized. At that point, nobody will know that development is going on. It's only investor that knows that you conceptualize. Go, you talk of the, because it's a very wide area. Once you conceptualize it, you now of going to the site, check pre-study. You have to do a pre-study. You don't just conceptualize, check demand. For instance, if you want to put up a shopping complex, you go to know what will be your market share. Are people already there? Is it already built up? Would you make it? So this is if you have the now, then what you call compelling feasibility. Compelling feasibility is compelling. It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming that you are doing. Then procurement. Under procurement, You have planning, financing, everything that has to do with it. It's can we say feasibility and viability study out of evaluation? Yes, feasibility and viability study out of evaluation. But when you evaluate, you don't know whether you go ahead. That's why I say under evaluation, you are not saying that adapt. That's not the way. This stuff you pulling out of the development. Feasibility studies, yes. Feasibility viability studies, feasibility, they are a part of evaluation. You have to evaluate. It's under. And when you talk of acquisition is the outcome. When you have evaluated, you now go into acquisition. Fund is involved, capital. You have to part with money. You go to the site, you have to pay, you have to mobilize. When you under acquisition, you are talking COO, papers. It is cracking though. You have to afford those things. Then let me go back to what I say. Okay. Okay. Profit appendron and the restriction. Okay. When you come under the term profit appendron, that's somebody has over the property to take certain things. It doesn't mean to him, but he has to. For instance, there we call right, gaming, shooting rights. You might somebody, you give somebody, let me explain profit upon. Somebody has the right to go into your this thing and take something, profit upon. And so when you talk about, you have a piece of land, property, after building it, somebody can say, okay, go into this property, be taking certain items. Is the owner. It might be taken, or as opposed to other easement. When you talk easement is right you have over the somebody's property. You may not remove anything physical. You don't have to remove anything physical from you don't have to from easement. It's just right of way, right or whatever. But when you talk of profit upon, there is it's control. There are certain things you have to. For instance, let's try that you sold land to somebody after saying, but it's not taking hunting animal. That's right to hunt animal or hunt the sporting right. So when you talk of profit upon, but you're not the owner, you have to convert the property. So, yes, intensity of property development. Yes, fine. When we are talking of intensity, in property development, let's assume that land is fixed. You have a of land. If you apply less capital to that land, let's give an example. When you go up and say that, give example in a like Lagos, most of you are well. If you go to go say for instance Mushi, it's just heavily built in Mushi. So when you to that Mushi of land in Mushi, and you decide to only build a bungalow in Mushi, you know utilize land very well. The land is not intensively used. You know what it takes to build a bungalow in Mushi compared to the land. You might be purchasing a of land in Mushi at say maybe 4 trillion naira, a plot in Mushi. I decide to put a bungalow at it out. You will not cover. So in that case, you are not intensively use the land. So what you mean by intensity use of land is you apply more capital. There are more capital on a piece of land. Just like when you have 1,004 flats in Lagos, 1,004. You can equally have a piece of land in a village or in another area, but it's not the density people that occasion. So when you are kind of intensity of land is mainly urban centers, urban hub. Otherwise, you will not be developing an optimum. So when you talk extensive use of land, where you have land, that's why you are having redevelopment. When you come to where you have used land extensively, and it's not at optimum, what you do is you develop. When you check, you go to Abuja, all these days you are having high rise that are going up. So when you are not using you have more capital. I don't get this. Okay, so that's what you mean by intensity. In other words, you're applying more capital. You're applying more capital to fixed land. You're developing the land intensively because of the income you're having. It's not done anywhere. They won't have a excessive use of development. You're checking the ratio. I don't know the city you are in. Let me give an example. For instance, in area like I keep using Lagos. That's where everybody is familiar with. When you go to Lagos now, you can go at periphery of Lagos. You don't see a heavy development. People might have more land. The actual development. But you go to Broad Street, all those area, you cannot what then is in city. You can buy a thing this and develop, apply more capital or technology, more labor. It's still in the same piece of land. So you can check square meter it has. Okay. On timing, okay. Timing or development. When you develop on timing, if you go to the material, you see it. Before one can develop, you should check. Check for, because that's why I say at this development, you have what you call evaluation. Before you develop, you evaluate. When you are doing the evaluation, what and what are involved? If you check, if you get so and so the capital, cost of capital, and development profit, and they are not up to the gain you make the development, you do not develop. So the timing of development is essential. I think that this is coming, we develop maybe subsequent lecture, develop graph. The timing. You might have land, for instance, and that land you purchase, and you check that one shop is at maybe 100,000 naira per annum. They decide to check if it is in perpetuity, just check it. 100,000 naira times shops, you have total development. You not check cost development. Please, whenever you're talking of development, you must add what we call development profit. So when you add cost of development profit, and it is not, if it is less than the value you get after development, it's not enough. You can develop. But if you take it and it is more than, or there's another way to do it, value after development, that cost development, value of development divided by cost of development. If it's equal to 1, it can go ahead and develop. It should be equal to or greater than 1. But if you value development divided by cost of development, it's not all 1, it's less than 1. Don't go ahead and develop because there's no benefit. This is for private development. But for government, not done. For government, they have to be the societal welfare. But public here, investor, private investor must check it. Does have profit maximization. If you check total value of development, what you do after development, divided by cost of development. If it is 1, you can go ahead and develop. If it's greater than 1, you can go ahead. But if it is less than 1, you don't develop. It's not you'll be losing. That's what you do in development process. It's under evaluation. Let me say another question. No, check. It comes on the table. Okay. So I keep on the question. I didn't get answer. I mean, I didn't. So have you get what is timing, development timing? So in the evaluation, you not check. When we talk, what you call development is about what lot of diminishing returns. When you talk of lot of diminishing proportionality, that is that law saying. He said that when you keep on, when you have a fixed factor of production, you keep adding variable. I know we know what I mean variable cost of production. It's always fixed. When you have already got your land, if you want to develop, land is there. If your land measures 50 square, that is no more increase. You have already purchased it. What can now increase? What you can do are your cost of capital and rest of them. Because no explanation value cost is not breaking. Yeah. Hello. Okay. So you are talking explanation of value cost. Fine. When you're talking cost of development should include the purchased land. It should include the land, the labor, everything you are going to pay, contractor and rest of them. They will now give you a final product, which is your accommodation. That building, when you view it, you now know the value. So you now check the value of the building and the cost, which one is higher. If the what you spend in putting it, if they are equal, you can go ahead. If they are equal, but if the value you are getting after the development, the value is higher than cost, you go ahead and develop. There's motivation, there's extra profit. But if the value is less than the cost, you don't need to go ahead and develop. So the land is there. You can check to alternative. So when I say cost of development, how do you get cost of development? Your cost of development will involve the land, purchase of the land, that you pay for the professional fee, they are there. Professional fees, the value for the land, the cost of finance. If you are getting them, you have to pay the total money, as well as the interest on them. So you get interest on the total you pay. So when you check all this, you put agency. Okay, what's cost of development? Okay, fine. You are talking cost of development. Cost development will include cost of development, the totality. Cost of development include the land itself. You have to pay the land. We include the professional fees. When you professional fees, I think that these videos I will say if you talk about professional fees, you have the architect, the land surveyors, the quantity surveyors, the type of contractor. What do you pay your contractor? Then when you finish, you have the total that you're using, you now put interest. And of course, development should take for 2 years. That's what you call, there's an interest rate for the stage. If you are developing with loan, you are giving moratorium for half of the period. So you have to pay interest on the capital. So when you finish all those, you have the total cost of development. You now check the value. You know, once after development, it has a value now. If it doesn't have value, no, go ahead. And what you use in this valuation, what you call residual method or the mental method of valuation, residual. In that residual, it's now telling you that whatever you for land, coupled with professional, coupled with a agency, or what you exigency and rest of them, as well as your feet, they'll be on one side. They now the property. How do you know about the value? We are only say surveyors. How do you know about a property that is 20, if it's risk time, 20 years or in perpetuity? You articulate the income for 1 year and use white apply, get the value, and now compare which one is okay, cost of purchase, cost of land, lawyer fee, labor, building cost, advertising, marketing, fine. Cost of purchase, land, lawyer, fine. All those things consult are correct. All those things consider cost of development. Going to calculation. Yes, I know. Yes. You must count calculation. So calculation will do it. Maybe this thing improves. It's a must. You say calculations. So we can go on with the calculation when the work improves. Maybe subsequent lectures we can do that. Calculation sequence lecture. See, subsequent lectures. My question was here. Okay. I will inquire. Yes. Cost of place of land. Can we email copy? Copy. Paste somewhere. Copy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. These. Oh, can so these are cost of development, all right. It must be total. We are looking at total cost of development, not just cost. How we are trying to solve it. So let me see other questions. You must. So when I improve, but let me be explaining general. That's what I will do right now. What's that? For the next one. Though we started late, get to 40 before we have to join the next one. So right now, so there are calculation and this calculate is called what you call feasibility and viability. That calculation you're talking of has to be on the feasibility and viability. I'll give you the summary, go and read. When you're talking of feasibility, what's the meaning? The feasibility, the workability, how workable is that? How workable, you know? And when you now talk of that, what comes at evaluation. When we're looking at the evaluation stage, you must come like someone say, is it conceptualization? Yes. You know, there are pieces that when you ask stages of development, there's so many. We decided to put into 4. They are overlapped. If you go to your map, you can see where they are. When you come to use setting to taste, feasibility and viability indicators. And when you talk of feasibility, that's workability, adaptability. What is feasibility that something will be done? That's what he's talking about. In this case, you don't touch any money or financial everything. It's just how will you be done? So when we talk feasibility and viability, and when we talk of viability is talking what is profitability, the worthwhile we continue, especially in the private sector. We now check what is profitability going on. Otherwise, you leave it. Something might be very appetizing. You go and check it. You discontinue it. That's why many people, especially those that do it with a good equity, after consult cannot meet up. They didn't do the correct feasibility. If they have the correct feasibility and viability, you must always meet up. The bank will ask you, in a loan, you must build the cost. Like someone asked, cost of development, it include interest rate. You must interest rate, cost of when you say cost of it is the money. You can even see a project. It might be whether it has subsidy in such area. If it has subsidy, fine. But if you must portfolio with borrowed and that ownership equity and borrowed equity, you check. At the end, you must pay. You have factors of production. The development is production. You must pay back everything. If you use laborers contract, you must pay. If you use bank loan, you will pay. If you use individuals, you must pay. So when you call those, I know what is money. And we talk of viability, you have to call all of them. If you finish, there are many tools for this viability. You must check, subject them. So for start with feasibility. A problem might be feasible, not viable. Some might be feasible. Will mean the workability can be done within the existing work, within the technology, physical, financial, legal, can it be done? So in that case, talking of feasibility, you have feasibility indicators. You have more than some of them. We're talking feasibility indicators. You now have economic indicator. Under economic, what's economy? If you are trying to put up a project, a hostel, agricultural project, maybe a farm plant, plantation, or shopping plan, you have to make economic feasibility of that project. Under the economic feasibility, with their demand, you are checking the value, demand we see, we take it with their demand. I put that in there. Will people come? Will they patronize it? What is the possibility that you are not of the workability can even be demanded? They now talk of financial indicator. In this financial, is it possible for me to obtain finance loan? Either through things to is it possible? If there's possibility that I can get it, in that you pass in that one. They have physical indicators. All these physical indicators, you check the site you are doing it, the area, the topography, the terrain. When you put can it pass that physical indicator? You talk of technological indicators. For instance, you are trying to put up a building, is it hotel? There should be certain technological in that we are like, is it possible to get, if you get a lift, is it possible that you get people to be servicing it? Like some people will go and procure what not sustaining our existing technology. You might want to build the sun, you go and get a lift. It's possible for me, if it's a help, to get the lift, to get maintenance, all those things. Is it possible? That's the one I want to use. Can I get those technological something obtained here? If one is a man, if one to use, like now we're doing, the lecture we're doing, the network is not alive. You know, physically. Is it feasible? It's not. So you check the because within our existing technology, there are some people. This Zoom now is an app somewhere in Germany. Somewhere in Germany. And somebody is doing it, but within our own, we're still finding it very difficult. You know, do we have network? If you have to be there, do you have a network? Fire all those indicators. Do you have fire service? All those things. That's technological that will be there. They of course have legal. For instance, you are trying to tell something with the law of the land. Does it offend like the law of the land? And most of these solutions, you know, don't have to be cited within the residential rate. Many people have been ignoring that, you know. So you have certain standards. You know, we are not talking of this. We talk of social-cultural indicators. How will the society, those areas, the culture, will go against? You know, will it run counter this thing of the country? You can check it. For instance, I know some people have been hard drugs. Hard drugs. It might be profitable, you know, drugs, they are very, very, but it's visible. The law of the land is against, yet people still do it. Like there are certain importation, all those things we do. People can go and establish farm instead of agriculture. They establish for farming all these drugs, you know. So coming to do it, it is. So what we're doing is watching. And when you're talking of feasibility, you know, somebody, if you call those drugs something, you can some people may manufacture where they're manufacturing hard drugs. It's a development. In that case, even if it's legal, it's not legal. Legally, it's not feasible because the law allow for it. But see people go ahead. So you have to check it. If your client wants to start such a thing, first of all, you go and legal is feasible. It's not. But you come under viability rate, you know it's viable. Hard, small is very viable, but it's viable. But legal, under legal, it's not. It cannot become, they can smuggle it and advise for it to. They have a political indicator too, like some now to invest, you know, rice presently. A lot of rice farming. Some people can go into investment project, rice milling for them. In that case, politically, it is feasible. Government will assist. They will do everything. They will encourage you. They will. There are some even if it may not be economical, because of that government assistance, politics is allowed. You go into it because they are encouraging this food sufficiency. So these are indicators. When you come to, of course, when you come to visibility, you should check the same thing. All those indicators, you check all of it. So this is what you call evaluation. To evaluate them. Somebody saying going to have calculations. Yes. In the exam, you'll be given questions. We are going to use for them. You can begin that. Assuming an investor wants to enter so and so, he wants your advice to know whether it is viable. They're going to ask you viability. Is it viable? How will you do? So it's viability that I can now put calculation into. And when you come to testing this, after this viability, you have two various tools. One, you have what you call payback period. That one can easily read it, pay period. So these are evaluation. Once you evaluate them, you subject them. You have payback period, the advantage and that one. What is payback period? That one is very simple. You have to use it as a testing tool. For instance, I want to build a simple let's be giving simple. I want to be student hostel that have 50 rooms. It will be rated at 100,000 naira per annum. The total money for 1 year, let's say income 1 year would be maybe 2 million. Then that 2 million is multiplied by YP pay. So you take me 3 to build a hostel. These are my income. I will not spread the income. The one this year. So when how we it would calculate it. So what they are getting, you payback is interested. What is the time? The income making will return your capital. That's what is. It's simple. Just like this bill. Let's give an example. These people that are using Okada or other business, they Okada. Let's the cost of one Okada is 700,000 naira. 700,000. Maybe he have it on loan. Every month, the rider, or every year, the rider returning 100,000 1 year, 300 the second, and rest of the until complete 700,000 naira. They will know. So that means that so when you complete it, the remaining profit. So that the Okada into somebody he purchases at 700,000 in year 1 makes an income of 200,000. Year 2, 300. Year 4, 100. No, year 1, 100. Year 2, 200. Year 3, 300. Just let me create the continuous. Then, in year 1, it's covered 100,000, remaining 600. In year 2, let's assume you're making 200,000. You have recovered 300. Any how much? 400. Then in year 4, in 3, it's over 300. You have plus 300 in year 3, making it 600. In year 4, he's making 100,000. He has recovered on the 4 plus 400 plus 600, 400 is in year 4. We want we give 1 million. Remember he that account for 700. So they will not see what year he pay him back. You can ask that it's after year 3. So year plus. So that's why it's collected. Because he purchased it for 100,000. In year 1, he had made 100, remaining 600. In year he made 200. 200 plus 100. He has been made cumulative. He made cumulatively 400. No, he make 100 plus 200, 300 with the transfer of 400. If in 3, he makes 300, 300 plus 300, making it 600. That means it remains 1 day for him to finish. He did pay back in year 3. He started paying back in year 4. Because in year 4, he's making 400 plus 6, give him 1 million. But he purchased it at what? He purchased it at 700. He keep on. So we ask, what is the payback period? Payback period would year 3 plus. Because in year he made 600, he remains 100. At that 100, he made it a 40 year, but not the So it will be 3 years plus. How are you going to calculate it? You now see that he made 400,000 naira in year 4. And that year 4 is the payback. But 3 years plus, because already covered 600 remaining. So what you are going to do, you now say 100 remaining over 400. Over 400. 100 over 100. That gives one quarter. Is it not? It's 1/4 of 1 year. The order 12 divided by 4. It gives 3 months. They have payback for that project is 3 years and 3 months. It is in the 4th year, but it's 3.25 years. That's 3.25 years. I get this. That is payback if you are using it. Just like somebody will now want to be let people using the whole as I use it as an example. You build it, this is total amount. At what you will cover it. Remember that real estate property development is a long term. You don't cover it in order. So you have to project in your income. You keep on creating. At what year? It depends on the move for the investor. You might say, I want quicker payback period. So now you take, I think that it may be 18th year, going by the anchor, the profit is releasing. You check all the come and know at what point will he cover before he starts making profit. So that's what we mean by pay period. Of course, there's its own advantage and disadvantage. It is easy to use and calculate. It's easy. It's where anybody can do it. That was the main use. Decision depends on your preference. I may like to do this, but at 4, you get to 4:30. Let me say we go and come back because say 4 to 6 I didn't start in time. They have advantage. This is what we call payback period. But that is payback period. We all use because these are what you use in the appraisal. You pay back, then from payback you have, of course, the advantages. You have what you call accounting of return. The first one we treat pay period. This one is accounting rate of return. ARR, accounting rate of return. Then it has formula there. In this account rate of return, it's still easy to calculate. What is accounting rate of return? You check the summation of all the income and all the entire project. Remember, in payback period, you're interested in determining at what point I will pay back. But in accounting or return, you're checking the entire project. Okay. Okay. Same as evaluation. Okay, somebody asked question, is feasibility and viability same as evaluation? Yes. What do you mean by evaluation? Evaluation is when you start assessing something to know the viability. Yes, it's something on the evaluation stage. You can employ many tools, including this feasibility and the viability. You must evaluate. If you don't evaluate, you don't go ahead. So it's part of it. They always say, what is in Nigeria? People are not keen about it. Okay, fine. Yes, you are correct. People are not keen about feasibility and viability because this is what you call rule of the thumb. Rule of the thumb. They don't do it. If you carry an actual feature of viability in Nigeria for people, if it's viable, they will not pay you. If they must make you to find how it's viable. There are many things to make it not be viable. For instance, have the cost of capital in Nigeria is very high. So that have our financial institution not well developed. Have a mortgage bank is not well developed. If you are building, you are not supposed to go to a commercial bank to collect loan to build. Important development. No, it's not done. You cannot know any prime mortgage institution do you have. So in Nigeria, people are keen on it. You are right. That's why I have abandoned property. So what advantages payback? Yes. What are the advantages and disadvantages of payback? Fine. The payback period, the advantage, it is very simple to calculate. It's very simple to calculate. That's one of the advantages. You can calculate it. You'll be keeping your money until when it is enough. Now that is payback. The payback period, what they are calculating is the time. What the time? The year. How many years? That's what people is interested. Like when you invest, you tell how many will we take? That's what they are interested in. You can even calculate and know that year. And they employ by first. Okay. So that is the disadvantage. Let me finish answer. The advantage of payback period that it's very easy to calculate, easy to manipulate. Just keep on your income until when it has gone to the capital. And now know that is it. You continue. Then coming to disadvantage. Then disadvantage is what you call, it doesn't consider time value of money. It doesn't consider, money has you. For instance, like I told you that Okada is an example. Year 1, it will give 100,000. Year 2, 200. Year 3, the one you give in year 4, which 400,000 naira value as of today is not 400,000. So the major disadvantage of payback period is that it doesn't take in time value of money. You just take money as every end today. And again, of course, there's something might have a shorter payback period. That is a better investment. You may have a better payback. Just like let me assume somebody wants to consider investment in, let's assume that keke, for instance, I maybe truck very bigger vehicle. You cannot the longer line. You quicker come and you decide because gives shorter period return your money. What is better? So that's another. It's misleading. So it doesn't mean that the one that has shorter period that is better. That's it. Then somebody asked a question. So how can we get building loan in Nigeria if not commercial bank? Fine. How can you get building loan? Commercial bank is not appropriate. Before you reach coupling commercial bank loan, commercial bank is possible for the as the name says commercial for business, importation, transaction, quick return of this. If you should use it to borrow to go into the building, the interest is not less than 40%. So how can you pay back the interest and the capital? But when you go to mortgage bank is not is in unit. It's in units, some 6%, 7%, because you know that property investment is a long term. It's a long term. Commercial bank is used for short term so that it cannot make loan. Where is that question? So let me see. Go back. You're asking of. I think I have up 6 o'clock. What I say? I continue or do I? Break and cut 6 slots within that thing I live. Right. So please let me say you to go break or do I continue? Break of just 20 minutes. Break. Okay.
Do you want?
Okay. Do you want a break? Let's go on. Okay.
You didn't put
do you? Okay. Sorry. Okay. How's that good? Do you want a break? Also give me because let's. Okay, let's go on break. Continue. So which one? Okay, let me say continue. So that when you're talking of evaluation, you have to answer on evaluation techniques, and there are 6 of them. There are 6 evaluation techniques. One pay period, that's what is called pay period. You have the second one, counting rate of return. Accounting rate of return is very simple to calculate. But in this, remember in that period, you're not talking of capturing the entire. In payback, you're not talking of capturing the entire cost of development or your profit. You're interested in when you get back your money. That's all. You didn't make profit. In accounting rate of return, is a formula. Solution C is this. I won't demonstrate it, but let's give you people how you do it. You go to the material page, table. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Let's start 5.
Yes. Just as
yes, please. Let's go. Let's go break and come back by 5. Some people are requesting for it. A short break. Let's go on a short break and come back by
5 p.m.
By then, whether this video break and come back by 5. Okay, let's go. Let's continue until no, it's by 5. By 5 at time. 5 p.m. I can't response. Yeah. Okay.